Welcome back. So in this video I'm trying something new in the sense that as you can hear, I'm narrating after I've shot. And this was at a suggestion of one of the viewers that wanted to hear what was going on in my head as I was working. So I'm going to try and narrate. It was some time ago when I shot this, so I may not remember exactly what was going through my head. And some of the things that might be going through my head you might not want to know about. So I'll try and keep it to what's pertinent to going on the screen and anything that I feel that's important. All that aside, I do want to leave sections of the video where it's just what's going on in the background noise, because a part of my reason for sharing this with YouTube is just wanting to share some of the peace I was feeling. There's something wonderful about working outdoors, listening to the bird song, and so the quiet and just working. It's something that I want to allow to come through, so I won't narrate over everything, just as it is necessary. So here you can see I'm trying to find the angles for the rafters as it fits into the ridge beam and onto the side of the frame. This is the first time I've ever done a roof on anything. I know there's probably better ways of ensuring that the downforce of the weight of the roof is transferred, but my approach here is simply to align the rafters with the main uprights either side of the window, so that any weight that does get transferred is transferred directly down through those uprights. But when I'm done, it's essentially just the screws and the angle of the cut on the rafter that's holding it in place and allowing the weight to be transferred down through the members. One of the problems of not creating a joint between the rafter and the edge of the frame is that as you're trying to screw it in, it will slip. And obviously I'm working by myself here, so I don't have enough hands to hold it in place, stop it from slipping, and to fix it with screws. So here I'm measuring where it should fit exactly into the edge of the rafter, drawing a line so that I can create a little temporary jig that, as you can see, will hold it in place for me, like that. so I can use both my hands to screw it in. Throughout the build so far, I found through trial and error that it's better to drill a pilot hole than it is to try and self-tap the screws. So I think almost all the screws that I put in were piloted first and then screwed into place. Well, that beautiful sunny day with little fluffy clouds and blue skies came and went. And the needs of the vegetable garden had to be tended to, so we couldn't wait for the shed to be complete before getting on with growing veg. So here I am again, getting on with the final rafters before moving on to the next stage. So as you can see, I'm starting with a rough length, measured roughly to sit on top of the ridge beam and the edge of the frame, so that I can take a square off of the upright and find the line that it should fit to on either side. The more observant among you may have noticed that in that last shot of me taking the angles, that in fact I took the wrong angle off of the side frame. I was taking an angle perpendicular to the side frame when it should have been, in fact, parallel to get the right cut. Fortunately, I saw the error of my ways and fixed that, so what you see me cutting here is the correct angles. For some reason, by the third rafter, I'd forgotten all about my neat little jig that held it in place for me and was resorting to acrobatics to get it to stay in place while I drilled the pilot holes and screwed it in. But it works. It works. I wouldn't recommend it, but it worked. And the final rafter, still jigless, more jiggly than jigless, but nevertheless I managed to get it in. As with many things, the more that you do it, the better you get at it. So I sort of became practiced at wobbling and screwing the screws in, but it would have been so much quicker had I remembered the jig. But screws are going in, as you can see. And the rafters in place. So we're all good. Until next time, thanks for watching.